Hey there, Hyperdrive. I'm here with Sandi Sellner, who played Alpha 5 on Power Rangers. You were in the suit, you were in the command center, where with Power Rangers history right here. Is this your first time at Long Beach Comic Con?
It's my first con ever.
Oh my gosh, we got someone on their first con ever.
My very first con.
Welcome, how are you liking it so far?
I'm loving it. It's so exciting to finally meet some of the fans that I speak to quite often and actually get to give them hugs and say hi. It's been really a great experience so far.
That's good. Well, I'm really happy that you're doing cons now, and I'll probably see you at many more to come. Do you know if you'll be doing Power Morphicon next year?
I'm hoping to. I haven't gotten the information yet, but I'm assuming so.
Yeah. They have Zordon. They need Alpha 5.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, David and I have actually been talking about getting together for quite some time, so hopefully we'll be able to start making these appearances together.
Yeah,
so.
like a tag team. That would be cool.
Right.
So when you were back on the show, I mean, first of all, one thing I always wondered as a kid, I have to get this out of the way. The set for the command center.
Yeah.
Was Zordon's tube, was that a tube or was that a painting? I could never figure it out.
Actual tube.
Oh my gosh. I could never tell. I was always like, I don't know.
An actual tube.
Okay. That's like a 20-plus-year-old question that you just answered there for me.
I have to know that.
All right, so now let's actually go even a little further back. First getting the role, had you worked with Saban before, or were you auditioning specifically for Power Rangers to get that role?
I was auditioning specifically for Power Rangers. I had never heard of the show yet because it was new, and I just went on an audition like normal, and so yeah.
And what were they looking for? I mean, do you already know if they were going to replace your voice, and you're looking just for a physical presence, or?
No, I actually auditioned twice for Power Rangers, like a year apart. First was for something completely different, not like a serious regular role. And then a year later, they called me back and wanted me specifically for Alpha. So
Very nice.
yeah, that's how that worked out.
And Alpha had a lot of very memorable mannerisms, including his walk and, the way he kind of like jittered around. Was that something you came up with?
Part of it was, I would say from the waist down, the walking, it was kind of forced because of how the costume was designed. But the other parts were just how I interpreted the character. Kind of spastic, a little bit silly, and yeah.
But it worked so well, and that's what made Alpha 5 very nervous and kind of bumbly, but lovable.
Right.
And then, what was it like in the suit? How long did it take to get into the costume?
Well, we kind of had it down to a science, but it wasn't the easiest process. It took a while. I had when I got to set, I had somebody had to put me together. And then anytime, like, we had a long enough break, they'd have to take parts of me apart just to sit down. And I had a roadie with me constantly. But, yeah, it wasn't that bad because we had it down. Yeah, it wasn't like hours and hours.
And what about the visor? Was that hard to look through?
There was, like, almost zero visibility. There was, like, the teeniest little, like, if you notice on... like the little strip. There's like a tiny little black strip around, and it's like mesh. It's so you're looking through these little tiny holes in a teeny little line, and it's really hard to see what's going on around you. That was the most difficult part of it, I would say.
But I mean, most of the time you were in the command center, so I'm sure you knew the space pretty well, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But then I'm sure. There was a couple episodes where Alpha would leave the command center. You would go to like a park, or I think the juice bar.
One of my favorite episodes was Rangers Back in Time. That was one of my favorites with the kids, and that's when I went to the park. And then there was one instance where I was in one of the classrooms. Oh, it's the same episode, the Rangers Back in Space. It was, I think, Bulk and Skull were kids in the classroom, and so I think those were the only 2 times I personally got to leave the command center.
Yeah. They made for great episodes, but I'm imagining on set being in like a new spot in the whole costume. I'm sure there was some bumps around, stumbling over.
I liked the change. I liked the change of scenery. It was new and fun. But yeah, I was definitely more used to my command center. Yeah. But yeah.
And it really was your command center. You're the.
That was my turf.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did you also play Alpha 6 when...
I did not.
Okay, so they did a whole cast change, everything. That is interesting, crazy. Wow. Well, that's okay, because everybody loves Alpha 5. No offense to Alpha 6. But Alpha 5 is the original. Oh, we don't know about 1 through 4, but he's our original Alpha.
That's right.
So, I know this is your first con, but I've already seen people coming up and geeking out over your table saying, oh my gosh, you were on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. In the short amount of time you've been at the convention, do you already have a memorable fan experience or something that's taken you by surprise?
I don't know about surprise. I just, very heartwarming. Like, I think when I recognized just a couple people from social media, just talking to them and then seeing their face and going, oh my God, because you feel like you already kind of know them, yet I'd never been able to meet them. So this is such a nice opportunity to do that, to connect with your fans and the people you talk to. So I don't really have one that sticks out. I mean, it's been just really cool so far all around.
Well, I love that everyone's treating you great, and it is really like Alpha 5 itself. He was a heartwarming character, so it makes sense that that's what you get back from the fans. You put it out there, and you get it right back.
I love it.
Yeah,
it's been amazing.
So you're running the command center. You're always helping the Rangers out, helping them with their Zords and their powers. And what was the dynamic like working with all the cast members?
It was fun. I love my cast. They were all really just great people to work with. Crew too. I mean, I feel very fortunate to have worked with the group of people I got to work with. It was just a great experience for me.
And if you could look back on that whole experience, what was your favorite moment playing Alpha 5? If it was a scene or a line or maybe an episode in its entirety. I think you said you liked the Back in Time.
The Back in Time is tied for my favorite with the second one was where Alpha goes evil. Because, my character Alpha's never evil. So that was super fun for me. Because it was a one-time chance for me to go completely in a different direction. So, yeah.
And then Alpha went evil, and I think early on, in the first couple episodes, when they were kind of still trying to figure out what Power Rangers was, there was a couple scenes or even shots where Alpha had like a teddy bear with like an Alpha 5 head instead of a bear head, if I'm remembering right. Do you know what the story is? Were they trying to go in a certain direction and then they changed it, or was that just randomly there?
That I can't tell you. I don't know the story behind the bear.
I don't think anybody knows the story behind the bear. The mystery continues. That's all right. Well, Sandi, thank you so much for coming to Long Beach. This has been an honor talking with you. This has been. You were saying you were talking to your fans online. Where can we all find you and get in contact with you?
I have a Facebook fan page, and I'm on Instagram, Sansan75.
All right, great.
And come follow me.
All right, we sure will. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Nice meeting you. Hey guys, thanks for watching my interview with Sandi Sellner. If you have a favorite Alpha 5 episode, let me know in the comments below. And if you thought this was a cool interview, be sure to punch that like button. We do a nerdy video or interview every Wednesday, and actually our next interview is going to be with Christopher Lee, aka Andros the Red Space Ranger. You don't want to miss any of those, especially that interview, so be sure to punch that subscribe button. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Punch it!